Hey, do you
All
guys
right.
have the same shirt on today?
Do I have what?
Do we have the same shirt on?
No, I
No.
don't think so.
Oh, good.
No.
Right. Okay.
Okay, redirecting to Facebook
Didn't get
Live.
the message on
Got
that.
new speaker things.
Okay. I got everybody. We're good. We're on Facebook.
You like a new
Did I
mic?
lose?
Yeah, we can hear her better.
Okay.
Yeah,
I,
much
much
better.
better. Much better,
Much
huh?
better. Much.
Yeah, it definitely sounds better.
Yep.
All right. So should I continue to mute you guys or leave you on?
Mute.
Mute,
Mute.
My
Mute.
goodness. My
Mute.
goodness.
Is that-
I got it.
that way we always see you.
I know. Okay. Mute all. But just remember at the end, if you want to chat, unmute yourselves, okay? All right. Mute all. Here you go. Mute all. Yes. Okay. You're all muted. Watch this fancy business now. Now you can hear me still with my new speakers. Okay. Awesome. All right. Find your seats. Here we go. Everybody's okay. So for the record, we are doing gentle today. And we're doing back and lower back. All right, sounds good. All right, so close your eyes, find your seat on your mat comfortably. Now you'll really be able to hear me breathing on the speakers too. So let's together all breathe. Deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale. Again, big deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and let it out. And then go ahead and, as always, we're going to start by scanning our body, beginning at the top of our head, just checking in and where we are right now in this moment, not where we were when we first woke up or yesterday or where we think we're going to be tomorrow, but really feel whatever sensations you're feeling in your body right now. Breathe in full breaths in. And with each exhale, allow yourself to sink deeper and relax something that you're efforting that doesn't need to be efforting right now. Reach the crown of your head on up towards the ceiling as you press your sitting bones down into the mat. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears while continuing to reach that head on up to the ceiling. Belly pulls in slightly. And maybe shaking out your hands, opening and closing them. You don't need to carry any tension in our hands right now. Maybe making some circles with your wrists. One direction, then the other. And then just placing them on down onto your knees or your thighs. Arms come down by our sides. Eyes can gently open. Bring your arms on up for a big deep breath in. Exhale down. Again, big deep breath in. Exhale down. One more big breath in. Exhale down. All right. Bring your left hand over to that right knee. Belly pulls in as we inhale, spinal twist to the right. That right arm tucks right behind you, right behind the tailbone, as close as you can, and continue to relax your shoulders down. Find your drishti to one fixed point. Don't be looking at your dust bunnies. Keep reaching the crown of your head up, breathing in. Exhaling, twisting deeper. Next inhale, come forward, bring your right arm around and a curl with our spine. Notice as you breathe in, you feel the expansion in the space in your back between your shoulder blades. Maybe some gentle rocking here, back and forth. Maybe almost little circles with your spine. Right now, this is our upper back you're probably feeling. Noticing if you pull a little bit more tension on your knees, you can expand that space even more. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Right hand stays B, belly pulls in and twist to the left. Shoulders drop down, crown of the head lifts. And soften here where you can. Nice, long, full, deep breaths. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist and deepen. Belly pulls in as you inhale, come forward. Cross your left arm over and curl with your spine. Just observing here, again, the change with which arm is in front, how you feel something different. Maybe for me, I feel a little bit more on the right side, right underneath my right shoulder. So observe in your body where it is that you're feeling this. All of our bodies are different, so we're all going to feel different sensations. Uncross your arms, inhale, sit on up, reach forward with your chest, really lift on up. We're going to open up our throat, our chest, our shoulders, our neck here. Gazing on up to the ceiling. Exhale, curl your spine, bring your elbows wide. Inhale, we're going to do a couple of these. It's our cat and cows, we're just sitting. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. All right, let's roll on over right onto all fours into table. I didn't set up another mat going this way today. Oh well. All right, let's stack our joints. So hips over knees. Our pointer fingers are actually going to be right at 12 o'clock, and our spine is nice and long. Our neck's in line with our spine. Take your left leg, stretch it long. Drop your hips so that your hips are both square here. Reach your right arm out, thumb pointed up. Kick and reach in opposite directions. And the hand and the knee on the floor, press in. Pull your belly in. Keep reaching. Big breath in. Exhale, release it down. And you know what? Just for Jim, let's take a child's pose here. Bring your knees together and reach with your arm. Full deep breath. Inhale, lift back up into table. So this time we're going to kick our right leg back. Drop that hip so your hips are square. Left arm reaches forward, thumb pointing up. Gaze right to the top of your mat in line with your spine. And breathe. One more big breath in. Exhale, release it down. Bring your knees wide on your mat. Big toes come together to touch. And a nice wide-legged child's pose, opening up our hips, sinking your chest on down towards the mat. Forehead rests on your mat. Fingers spread wide. Reach your arms wide off the mat. Maybe your pinkies come on off the mat. And keep dropping your hips down towards your heels even more. Reach with your arms and sink your chest further down. Inhale, come on back to table. Stack those joints. We're going to bring our left hip on up and take some circles with that left hip. Nice, slow, steady circles. Again, gaze straight ahead. And then changing direction. And then release it down. Actually, we're going to swing it on out behind us to the left. You're going to flex the toes on your left foot. And another curve of our spine here. So we're curving onto the right. Press both hands equally into the mat. And you might actually want to press a little bit more with your left hand into the mat. And that'll open on up your left side. Again, back toes are flexed, and maybe your gaze can reach down and you can look at your toes. Big breath in. Exhale, bring it back to center. Bring your right leg on up, right knee, and some circles with that right hip. Change direction. Bring that on down. Get yourself adjusted and straight back into table. And then swing that right leg back. Right toes are flexed. Curving on over, opening up that right side. And maybe a little more pressure into that right hand to assist yourself to curl a little bit more. Breath in, breath out. Notice the space between your ribs expanding. One more breath in. Exhale, bring it back to center. Knees together. Again, child's pose, releasing that lower back. Bring your hands down by your feet, so your palms, maybe they spin up, and let your shoulders just roll down towards the mat. Full breath. Swing your arms around. Rock back into table. Separate your knees. And now we're going to take some more cat and cow curls here in our table. So inhale, lift on up. Exhale, curl one vertebrae at a time, really squeezing and wringing out how much space you can find. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, curl. So you're going to go ahead and take 3 more sets of these on your own, filling up as much as you can, breathing in, and then emptying every little last bit as you curl. And when you've completed your 3 sets, we'll meet together, neutral spine. Okay. All right, let's curl our toes under and take down dog. So knees are going to be really bent here. And your heels are aiming as though they want to go down to the mat, but they don't have to. And right now, since we are going to be working on our lower back, it's better that your heels aren't hitting the ground because that's going to be stretching more of your hamstrings. So really bend your knees and then lift your tailbone even higher on up to the ceiling. Take your shoulders and just slide them down your back. Big breath in and out. On your inhale, step your right foot to your right hand, taking runner's lunge. So however many steps you need to get there, you need to walk it on up. And we're framing our hands here with our one hand on each side. If you have blocks at home and you have 2 blocks, sometimes I like to take my 2 blocks and use them. It kind of gives you a little bit more of a lift. So if you have blocks or books and you want to use those, really come up on your back heel. And we're going to try to stack our right knee over our right ankle. And then we're going to bring our shoulders on up into a little bit of an upward facing dog here. So we're not so curled over with our shoulders. And you should feel right on the inside of that left hip. Probably feeling all kinds of sensations, honestly. Plant your hands down, step back, we're in plank. We're gonna go right to downward facing dog. Just a quick plank. So really, again, bend your knees. Maybe you need to walk your toes closer. Play around with your stance here. So if you move your toes closer, what can you access more? Couple breaths. Next, inhale, left foot forward, runner's lunge. Again, play around. Do whatever you need to do to get yourself there. It's not a competition. It's not a race. Just playing around with what you're feeling. So that back, again, the back heel is going to try to stack over your back toes. And then a little upward dog with your shoulders, gaze on up. Another breath in and out. Plant your hands down, step your left foot back into plank. And then let's curl right on into down dog again. Breath in, breath out. Drop down to your knees. Knees together, sink back, child's pose. Inhale back into table. Curl back into down dog. And then whichever foot forward, we're just going to come on forward to the top of your mat. We're going to hang in our rag doll. So really like super bend your knees. And let your head hang heavy. Let your arms hang heavy. You can bobble your head, kind of just shake it around in a circle. Let your head go. And then maybe you can grasp opposite elbows here. And then some little swaying side to side. Just notice what your feet are doing too. Are your toes gripping the mat when you do this? And can you lift your toes up off the mat? Another option here is to release your hands down and just gently walk yourself over to the left. Let that head hang heavy as you're doing this, and then walk on over to the right. Go back and forth a couple more times, nice and slow. Good. And then back to center, one more kind of hanging here. And now we've been kind of upside down for a while, so you may get a little dizzy. So we're going to come up super slow. You can use your hands on your thighs. Just walk yourself up, really one vertebrae at a time, super duper slow. And just kind of get your bearings here so you're not too dizzy. Let's bring our hands to prayer. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Again, deep breath in. Breath out. All right. We're going to step to the back of our mat. And I'm going to build mountain with you all at the back of your mat. So I'm going to stand this way, but you're all going to be standing this way. I just want you to see. I'm trying to stand this way. I changed my mind. Okay. So since you can hear me now, hopefully. All right. So our feet are hips width apart. Both feet forward. Really root down your feet and then lift up all your toes. And then put your toes back down. Press your four corners of your feet on into the mat. Press on down, lift on up. Keep feeling yourself lifting and almost growing taller on up to the ceiling, like your hips are pulling out of the sockets and up and away. Belly pulls in and up, tailbone descends. So it's like this little lifting sensation. Shoulders relax down. Palms can open on up forward. So we're going to try to maintain this mountain pose and all of the principles in the mountain pose as we go through. So big wide step forward, as wide as you can go. I'm going to take warrior one. So our toes are between 10, 11 o'clock. Work your hips square. Then work that front foot towards a 90-degree angle. Inhale, lift your arms on up. Sink your shoulders in. And now play around with that back foot. So yes, this is our hips. It's all connected, right? Our hips, our lower back. And keep working towards sinking that front foot down, all the same time, rooting the pinky toe edge of your back foot down on into your mat. We're going to do quite a few warriors, I think, opening those hips. Can you sink a little more? Can you maybe spin that back foot a little more? Breath in, breath out, breath in. On your exhale, open on up to warrior two. So back foot's going to go spin parallel to the mat. Right foot still working towards that 90-degree bend. Shoulders relax down, and notice your shoulders are stacked over your hips and hands reaching in opposite directions. Look down, check your front knee. Did it kind of cave in? Maybe just give it a little nudge. Should see your big toe. Nice deep breath. Bring your left arm behind your back. You can just stick your palm forward. Lift your right arm up. We're going to take proud warrior. So lift on up to the ceiling and sink lower in your legs. I know you have quite a sensation building. Kathy's going, we said easy, Sam. So where can you find your easy? What is it that you're efforting right now that you don't need to? All right, open back up to warrior two. Spin your front foot forward. So both feet are facing forward now. Toes are slightly pigeon-toed here. Hands to your hips. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, just hinging at your hips. You need to bend your knees slightly. We're going to nice and slow fold all the way forward, all the way down. So feel that lower back, just like, oh. Hands come down to the floor. And again, let your head hang heavy here. Feel that release again in that lower back. Rock your weight slightly towards the balls of your toes, just slightly forward. Maybe that bend to your knees again will allow you to lift your tailbone up to the ceiling and let your head and your back hang heavy again. Inhale, lift up halfway, take your right hand right to the center, and your left hand's going to reach right on up to the ceiling, a little twisting forward fold. Gaze can follow that lifted hand. And notice if you're here with your eyes closed, if you've kind of gone into your own mind. And just connect with your breath. Inhale. Exhale, belly pulls in, come forward, replace that left hand, right arm reaches on up. Big inhale. Exhale, come back to center. And now we're going to walk ourselves like with some little lateral lunges here. So bend that right knee and you can walk yourself on over to the right. Maybe your left foot lifts up a little bit. And just slowly walk on over to the left, bending that left knee, straightening. So we're getting the insides. Walk on over again to the right. Keep that back flat and long. Back to the left. Come on back to center, and then one more time. Hinge at the waist, let yourself go, just hang. Inhale, hands come to your hips. Lift all the way up. Nice and slow. Again, you're a little dizzy. Let's bring our feet together, hands to prayer. Take a little break, a few breaths, kind of check in. If your heart rate went up a little bit, your breathing quickened. If you're really just focused on the sensations in your legs or wherever you are feeling it. Deep breath in, breath out. All right, let's go to the backs of our mat again. If you have a block, at home, we're gonna put that like kind of where, if you were putting your feet together over here, you're gonna put your, actually, I said to the back of your mat, but you know, sometimes you listen to me, sometimes don't worry about it, right? We'll make it up. Okay, so your right foot is going to be right next to that block or a book. The left foot, our hips are square, and maybe that left foot's like a little bit at an angle, maybe like 11 o'clock, almost working towards 12 o'clock, whatever it takes. Again, get your hips square. Have your hands on your hips. Keep those hips square. Inhale, lift on up. Exhale, hinging again, right at that waist. Keep a soft bend in that front knee. You're gonna bring both hands down, and that block, we're not using it just yet. It's just there, so it's ready for us. If you do have two blocks, you could use the blocks to assist you and bring yourself up. It's a nice assist. So right here, we're gonna work on squaring off those hips. And that right hip is gonna draw back slightly while your left hip comes forward. And then let yourself hang and fold on over. You got hamstring, lower back. Relax your shoulders. And then just breathe. Bring that left hand now to the block. So your middle finger is pointing forward. We're going to take our left hand to our lower right back, or lower sacrum right here. Actually, you can even bring it to the center if you want. And we're going to twist on open to the right. So keep pressing your hand in. This is going to assist you to remind yourself to keep those hips square, and we're just twisting through that thoracic spine. Again, full deep breath. One more breath in. As you exhale, pull your belly in, twist back to center, and we're going to slowly bring ourselves back on up. Bring your feet together, hands to prayer, eyes closed down. Through your nose, take a big deep breath in. Open your mouth. Let it go. You're all like, oh man, this microphone, we can hear her breathing. I know it. All right, back of our mat. We're going to do the other side. I'm going to swap so you can see me here. Got to remember what we did the other side. So left foot forward, warrior one. So remember, our hips are square to the front of the mat here. And whatever you got to do to get there. This side is going to feel a whole lot different than the other side did. So same principles apply, working towards that 90-degree angle, not gripping the mat with our toes. Back edge, pinky toe side edge of the foot, rooting on down. And then on your inhale, lift your arms on up. Sink your shoulders on into their sockets. And your gaze is straight ahead. So see if you can find something new to look at here. Looking at a different perspective. Sink a little deeper. Inhale, open up to warrior two, back foot spins parallel. So if you look down right now, your back heels, if you were to draw a line from your back heel to the front heel, they should be lining on up towards one another. Remember that left knee, we want to keep it from caving in. Relaxing our shoulders. and breathing. Take that right arm, bring it behind your back. Left palm spins up. Inhale, warrior one. Oh, proud warrior. I'm making it up. Inhale back to warrior two. Spin that left foot forward. We're going to bring our hands behind our back. Clasp your hands behind your back, a little shoulder opening here. So if you need to use a towel or a strap, you can do that too. Reach your hands on down, lift on up. And again, pulling that belly in, just hinging right at the waist. Come forward, bend your knees. Breath in, breath out. Breath in. Exhale. Next inhale, using that core, come on up. All right, so we're going to set up for pyramid on the other side. So you can take that block. And it's going to go slightly to the right. Your left foot's going to step just, you got a couple inches between it. Hips are square. Inhale, lift on up. Exhale, hinge. Hands to either side. Drawing that left hip back. Lift up your toes, spread them out. Draw that left hip back. Shoulders draw back. Right hand comes to that block. Left hand comes to your lower back. And then you're going to press on in as you twist on open to the left. Inhale, pull your belly in, twist back to center, and throw that block out of the way. Come on up. All right, we're going to actually, we're going to do garden gate. We haven't done that one in a while. It's a really good one for your back. So we're going to come to our knees. Okay. Take your right foot. You're going to stretch it long so it's parallel to the side of your mat. Okay. Right there. Take your right arm and we're going to just slide it on down that right leg. Left arm comes up, palm spin on up. And we're just reaching. Gaze on up to that lifted hand. Kind of embrace the wobbles. I feel a little more wobbly here than I usually do. If you're wobbling, just embrace it. It's all good. Inhale, come on back up. Bring your right hand down to the mat, fingers pointing towards the other side. Your right leg's going to come up, left arm's going to come up. So really flex that right foot and then gaze on up to the right hand. Draw those shoulders away from your ears. Really ignite your quad muscle here, and that'll lift higher. All right, bring that right foot down. Let's do one more time on over to the right. Slide that arm down. We're getting our sides here. You're like, where's the lower back, Sam? I'm not seeing it. All right, come on back to center. Bring your knees together. If you have a block or a book, we're going to put that right between our legs here. We're going to take camel. Here's your lower back. So we'll take a couple of camels. If you want to curl your toes under, place your hands on your lower back Elbows hug in towards one another, chest opens, and really press your hips forward, your legs forward, like there's a plate of glass in front of you. Drop your shoulders down. Keep dropping your shoulders, keep pressing your hands. Squeeze your thighs together. If you want, you can reach back, maybe grab your heels. You can do one at a time. Keep lifting on up. Try to lift your hips out of their sockets as you keep lifting on up. Lengthening, pressing forward. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to bend our knees here. Get rid of the block and take a child's pose with our knees together. So it's going to feel so good. Deep breath in and out. Lift your forehead on up. We're going to walk ourselves on over to the right and then settle on down. Slow your breathing. Inhale, lift on up and walk yourself back to center and then over to the left. And relax. Lift on up, come back to center. Press on up and we'll hit the other side here. So left leg comes out, parallel to the mat. All right, left arm's gonna slide on down that leg. Right arm comes up. So whatever you do, just don't put any pressure on your knee here. Just let that arm slide. You can curl a little more. Inhale, come on up. If you want, you can circle your wrist as your way down. We're going to take that right hand. Again, our pointer fingers right to the top of the mat. Left arm comes up, right leg comes up. Flex that left foot. Breathe in and out. One more breath in. Exhale, bring that left leg on down and we'll curl again. One more time to the right. Lifting on up that left leg, left arm. Not too long. Bring your knee in. I'm going to take another camel over here. So if you've got that block, you squeeze your legs together. So try it if you didn't tuck your toes under last time, give it a whirl with your toes tucked under. You're going to open on up. You can press your hands in. Inhale. Exhale, release your block and take another child's pose, knees together. Inhale, lift on up. How are we looking? Wow. Okay, let's roll onto our backs. And we're going to just tuck on into a little ball here. You can grab behind your thighs, you can grab in front of your thighs, and just massage out your spine and roll around a little. Cross your ankles, doesn't matter which one. One hand onto each knee, and we're going to use our hands to just guide our knees, and it's going to be like the best massage of your lower back. Nice slow circles guiding those knees. Take your time. Hug your knees on into your chest. Bend your knees, bring them on up, or probably extending them actually from where they were. And we're gonna do happy baby. So our hands are gonna come to the outsides of our feet, elbows come inside. You can grab a hold of your shins, grab a hold of your toes. And while you're here, really focus on getting that lower back, as much of your lower back as you can, to rest onto the floor. So we're not going to be worrying about, dropping our hips so much, but you'll notice the more you relax your lower back into the mat, the more your hips will be able to sink down. And relax your shoulders down. Breath in and out. 2 more breaths here in your happy baby. And if you want to make any movement, drop your feet on down towards your bum. And we're going to bring the soles of our feet together, Supta Baddha Konasana. Lift your hips up off the mat and then place them down. Just sink deeply. Feel your tailbone really rooted down the length of your spine. Bring your hands to the outside of your thighs. Press them on up. Press our hands down into the mat. Inhale, lift on up with your hips into bridge. So keeping your head straight. Keep lifting your hips as you press your feet into the ground. Inhale. Exhale, lower on down. We're going to roll onto our bellies here. It's such a smooth transition, right? So we're going to take like a Sphinx pose here. So our elbows and our shoulders are lined up. Fingers are spread wide. The tops of your toes are pressing down into the ground. We're going to inhale, lift on up. Press your pelvis into the mat. Bring your shoulders long. Breath in. Breath out. Again, inhale. Exhale, lower on down. Bring your arms down by your sides. You can rest a cheek on the mat if you want. And then rest your other cheek on the mat. Spin your palms down toward the ground. Bring your chin back to neutral. And on an inhale, we're going to take locust. So your feet come up the ground, your shoulders, your arms lift on up. And then reach with the crown of your head forward, your toes back. Press that pelvis into the mat. Maybe you can lift higher as you inhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath in. Exhale, lower down. Bend your left knee. Grab your ankle. If you gotta bring your leg out, bring it back in. Bend your right leg. Bring it in. And lift on up into floor bow. Flex your feet. press that pelvis into the mat again. So we're bending our back in the opposite direction. Shoulders are open. See if you can lift a little higher. Can you lift your legs farther off the ground? Bring your knees together. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly come down. Release your legs. Bend your knees. And we're just going to windshield wiper side to side. All right. Plant your hands down by your ribs. And lift on up onto our knees and slump back here into child's pose. Inhale, let's go forward. As you exhale, inhale, lift up, press again. Exhale, sink down, child. Inhale, come to table, onto your bum. However, you want to get back onto your back. I got you all messed up with our order today. No, thinking outside the box, right? Let's bring our knees back on in. We're going to hug our right knee on into our chest. Extend your left knee long, your left leg. If you need to bend your knee, your left knee, that's fine. The back's still cranky here. Take a breath in. Exhale. And then on your next inhale, draw that leg across your body, tee out your right arm. And then maybe your gaze will go towards that right arm. Inhale, come back to center. As you pull your belly in, stretch long legs, arms overhead, full body stretch. Exhale, left leg comes on in. Inhale, over to the right. Left arm tees out. Inhale, come on back to center. Stretch your left leg long. Big full body stretch overhead. Both knees come in again. One more time, roll out that spine. Rock and roll. If you want to try your hands to your knees again. Here comes Ella. All right, if you have your block handy, we're going to take waterfall. We're going to lift up our bum, and we're going to put that block right under and lift up our legs. If you want to put your legs up a wall, you can do that too. Flex your feet, kind of one more release here. Bend your knees, release your block. We're going to collapse our knees towards one another and walk our feet to the outside edges of our mat. You can spin your palms face up, arms down by your sides. And through your nose, take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, exhale. And take rest. You can stay with your legs like this, or you can extend them long. slowly begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Do some circles with your elbows, your wrists. Bring your knees on in. And some more of those gentle rocks back and forth. And then roll on to your right hand side into a fetal position. Using your left hand, press yourself on up. Seated position, top of your mat. Eyes closed, hands to prayer. Together, let's take that nice clearing breath in, deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Carry your thumb knuckles to your forehead, and together we'll bow and say, Namaste. All right, I'm going to stop live stream.